Let's cross to the memorial service. Our earlier story, in fact, where our news reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa is standing by. She, of course, was attending the memorial service and covering the memorial service of Zahara, multi-award-winning artist in South Africa. Mbalenhle, good afternoon. At this hour, if you can hear me, I know that things would have wrapped up or is soon to be wrapping up, but really walk us through what's happening on your end. Who's come out to pay their last respects? What are some of the sentiments that have been reflected about her life and times?
Well, this has been one of those very moving memorial services where friends, family and industry colleagues came together to celebrate the life of Mbalelhle Zahara Mkutukane. They came and they sang songs as part of their tributes to the late musician, many of whom spoke of how proud they are of the journey that she has gone and the fact that she went from being a young girl in a village in the Eastern Cape to being an international superstar. Those are just some of the things that were said here inside where the memorial service was held. We heard the Premier reiterating the sisters' words and the center's sentiments, saying that Zahara was indeed a family, a flower, but not only to the family but to the entire nation, and bidding her farewell, saying that she must go and serenade those who have passed from South Africa in the afterlife. Many have come in and described her music as spiritual, as healing, and saying that she had a gift, and that gift was to heal and to provide healing for many South Africans. We also heard from Somizi Mhlongo, who came very apologetic and apologized for making fun or making light of her circumstances and her relationship with alcohol, and apologizing for not being there for her when she needed support and needed the industry support as much as possible at the time, and saying that going forward they need to do better and be there for each other and stand up for each other when the need arises. I'm joined by someone who is only speaking to the media for the first time since the passing of Zahara, and now this is the man who is responsible for the songstress that we now know as an internationally acclaimed musician. This is the man who went to the Eastern Cape and found Zahara. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. I know this has been an emotional period. You went to the home earlier this week. Talk to us about, how the mood was when you went there.
Well, first of all, good day to your viewers at home, and most probably let's thank you for the interview. Look, I went to pay my respect to the family. Been talking to them since Zahara was in hospital. I was informed by the family because we constantly were communicating with the Mbalelhle for the past 2-3 years. So, including in 2019 when she was ill, we were there, so Zahara was always like my child. I was a bigger brother, and the reality is that it's a person who is careful. So I had to go and give respect to the family because she has always been part of my life since the day we met. So I think it was an emotional moment for them because they know where we come from with Zahara and spinach, including how we came with the name Zahara, which is in fact a blooming flower in Spanish. It took 2 hours after finishing doing our album. We said, but we can't call you spinach. We need to find a name that must appeal across. So brainstorm up until we came with this name called Zahara. So she was like a younger sister or a daughter. She used to call me Tatis, Tatam, and all of that. So I gave respect to them, and I was there to also thank them for allowing me to work with them for at least 5 years. And what we did was magical. Today South Africans are speaking about Zahara in whatever way because of our connection and what we did. But of course over and above because of the talent.
Now when you speak about how you thank the family, for having allowed you to bring Zahara to Johannesburg. Talk to us about the journey of discovering Zahara and what then happened between then and Zahara, breaking into the music industry.
Well, it's a long story, but I'll cut it short. Met her in 2009. Went to Talamanca. I was doing fan packs at the time. I was exiting the music industry. I played my role, but something said go to a place called Talamanca. My late friend Songe Zomchongi is the one that said, "Hey man, there's a poetry session. I want you to come and see this young woman." It took me 30 seconds literally, and I had flashbacks. I saw a superstar. I saw her performing in big stadiums literally. As I was looking at her, I saw...
Reporter Mbalenhle is back on the line again. Mbalenhle, welcome back. Just continue with the conversation you, of course, were having, just reflecting on her life and times.
That was supportive of her. In fact, she played a big role in building Zahara as well. She stayed in my house for a year without us recording, but working on, confidence, on her spirit, on focus, on many things, just the human touch of it. And then we started recording in 2011. I went for Robbie because I knew that me and Robbie would have done bigger things before. And Jakes, we went for one of the best engineers in the country at the time. It needed a lot of resources at the time, that project, and we had to pull a lot of things, a lot of strings. A lot of my friends came through, a lot of my associates came through, and we did. And if you listen to the piece of art, it's not just computers there, it's a serious piece of art. A Loliwe album, it was many brains came together. It became a huge success. I also have to thank the late Brian Mike and many people who played a role in this thing. There are many people, I would not even finish. SABC, everybody that came through. I was going every door of this country, every corner municipality, telling everybody that we have discovered a superstar in South Africa, and I think everybody should support. And we got a lot of support from South Africans.
Certainly. Now, the stories that then emerged, Zahara was also quite vocal about her financial troubles and the revenue that came from the album, feeling as though she was cheated in one way or another. Your thoughts on that sentiment?
I really believe that when those stories came, we responded to them. This is 9 years ago. When we started responding to those stories. I last worked with Zahara in 2014, and we responded to that. Zahara is no more. She has to be respected. She has to be celebrated. It can't be me who stands here and speak about Zahara and this and that. What I know, as a matter of fact, that she's sleeping there knowing that we're in good terms, and we appreciated each other, and I'm happy about that. Really, for me to talk about this and that and so on, it doesn't make sense. I stood in front of people and I explained how the music industry works. Zahara is no more. Who am I to stand here and speak about this and that? No. Me and her were fine. We're in good space. And that's what I appreciated. At least she left knowing that we were in speaking terms and we were good with each other. And that's what I appreciated.
Now, we also heard the MC thanking you for selecting her to be the MC for today. So is that an indication of the kind of relationship that you also have with the family, the fact that you might have been involved in the planning of this memorial service that we've just concluded?
Like I always say, like I just said now, this for me is not about TK. This is a Zahara moment. It's not. That's why I don't understand why we should be dragging other things that don't make sense. There's TS records, and the Zahara story is 9 years old. We answered each other. We spoke facts. She spoke a story, and that's it. Family, I respect the family. They know me. I know them. This is about them. It's us giving us support and nothing else. We had to make sure that Zahara gets a a respect that she deserves and the dignity. And I think the artists that came through and everybody that played a role did a very good job. Yeah.
Now, the thought process, right? You would have known Zahara intimately. Some of the songs have been described as spiritual.
Yeah.
So you were there when these songs were composed.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the thought process and the mindset that Zahara had when writing some of these songs that have also been described as timeless.
Well, I'm able to, I don't even know how to explain this. I'm able to see something that other people can see. I don't know whether it's a gift or I don't know, but I'm also a spiritual person, so I'm able to have a feel of a person. Like I said to Zahara sitting there singing Loliwe, I saw a number of things. I saw something extraordinary with this kid, but over and above, the vision that I had was that she's going to heal the nations. She came at a time where there was a recession. People who would have lost their jobs. It was difficult. The music industry was dead. People could not even sell 20,000 copies. Artists were going to different industries. I mean, I can tell you many stories about what was happening. She brought hope into the music industry. She brought hope into many artists. People started going back to record music. I'm saying to you, big record company executives diverted to different industries because they thought this thing is dead. This is the recession of that era. But when she came in, people, you see, when there's a recession, the first thing that suffers is the entertainment business. But when she came in, she opened doors. She made people believe again. But she made people to sacrifice their money to buy bread and buy a CD of Zahara. It was in every car, in every household, because she said, Mthwalo Mama Yandisin, Dandiza. She sang so many spiritual songs that were healing people from their wounds. And an artist like that is an extraordinary artist and a special artist. And I think she healed many people, including myself. I mean, I was healed. Like I said, I was leaving the game. I mean, I was focusing on other things. She delayed that for me because I thought if I give this to somebody else, they would not give it, because I don't see what I see. They would not give it the same love, the same passion, because music industry is not the child's play. There's a lot of things that happen in this thing. There's a lot of investment of your time, not only monetary, but your time. There's a lot of investment that you must put in there in making sure that even the artist believes how you shape their psychology, psychologically, how they approach things. The first performance Zahara did in Mortile Park, I knew it was the end. She was going to be a superstar, and that she became. And I believe that she had more potential to become even better than what she was.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That was Thembinkosi TK Mwiza speaking to the media for the first time following the news of Zahara's passing, just talking to us and sharing some of the moments, before Zahara became a superstar, or the superstar that we now know her to be. It's back to you in studio.